Brandfield Network here. I hope everybody's having a great day today. The internet is making people dumber, and it's actually working. Be honest with yourself. When is the last time you actually read an article? Not just a headline, not just a tweet, but the entire article itself. And don't feel bad if you can't remember, because that's the point. The internet isn't just distracting us, it's actively changing how we think. And before you get mad, this isn't a phones are bad, books are good rant. This is about attention, memory, and why people feel mentally slower than ever. Humans have always used tools, just tools used to extend intelligence. The internet doesn't extend thinking anymore, it replaces it. And when something replaces thinking, thinking weakens. And that's the part nobody wants to admit. Because if thinking weakens, then something else has to take its place. And right now, that something is the internet. You don't notice it happening. There's no alarms, no warning signal, no moment where you suddenly feel dumber. It's quieter than that. It shows up when you try to focus and your mind just slides away. It shows up when reading feels exhausting, but scrolling feels effortless. It shows up when silence feels uncomfortable. You're not lazy, you are overstimulated. Here's what most people don't understand. The human brain didn't evolve for infinite information. It evolved for focus, depth, and completion. Hunt the animal, build the shelter, finish the task. But the internet never lets anything finish. There's no end. No stopping point, no natural, we're done here. Just next video, next post, next notification. Your brain stays open-ended forever. And when thoughts never finish, they never strengthen. Think of attention like a muscle. You don't build muscle by lifting something one time. You build it by holding tension. Struggle, resistance, time under load. Now ask yourself honestly, when was the last time your brain stayed under load? Scrolling doesn't challenge attention, it fractures it. Every swipe resets your focus back to zero. Again and again and again. This is why people say they can't focus anymore. It's not that focus disappeared, it's that it's consistently being interrupted before it can grow. And here's where it gets scary. Your brain adapts to whatever you train it on. Train it on depth, and it gets deeper. Train it on speed, and it gets restless. Train it on fragments, and it forgets how to connect ideas. Right now, most people are training their brains on speed and fragments, which means slow thinking starts to feel painful. Reading a book feels boring. Listening to someone explain something feels annoying. Even watching a video longer than 30 seconds feels like work. That's not boredom. That's dopamine withdrawal. Dopamine used to reward effort. You worked hard, you felt good. You solved something difficult, you felt proud. Now dopamine is everywhere. Likes, comments, notifications, random rewards. Your brain doesn't know what it did to earn the hit, it just knows it wants more and more of it. This is the same system slot machines use: random rewards, unpredictable timing, maximum encouragement. So when someone asks you to sit down and think, your brain says, why would I do that? There's no instant reward. This is why thinking feels harder than it used to. Not because you're incapable, but because your brain expects payment up front now. And then there's Google, or any search engine. Why remember facts when they're one tap away? Why wrestle with questions when the answer appears instantly? Over time, something strange happens. You stop remembering information and start remembering where to find it. Your brain becomes a pointer instead of a storage bin. Again, not dumb, just untrained. This leads to something even more dangerous: surface level intelligence. You recognize terms, you've seen headlines, you know just enough to feel informed, but not enough to explain it, not enough to question it, and definitely not enough to challenge it. So what happens? Confidence goes up, depth goes down. That's why arguments online feel so aggressive. People aren't defending ideas, they're defending identities. Because when you don't deeply understand something, you cling to the version that feels like you. This is how NPC behavior starts. Not because people are stupid, but because they stop forming original thoughts. They repeat phrases, repeat opinions, and repeat narratives. Whatever the algorithm feeds them the most. And then AI enters the picture. Now your thoughts don't even need to finish themselves. Autocomplete finishes sentences, summaries replace reading, generated opinions replace reflection. When thinking becomes optional, the brain treats it that way. The real danger isn't that the internet is making people dumb. The real danger is dependency. When systems think for you, they can also think instead of you. Or worse, against you. And here's the part that most people don't hear. This is reversible. Your brain isn't broken, it's just underused. You don't fix this with motivation, you fix it with environment, space, silence, friction. Long form reading, no phone first thing in the morning, letting boredom exist without killing it, doing one thing at a time fully. First, it feels uncomfortable. Your brain will resist, it will crave stimulation. That's normal. That's recovery. And slowly, focus comes back. Thoughts connect again, ideas deepen, you feel sharper, more present, and more human. The internet isn't evil, but it's not natural. What you consume is what you become. And that's not motivational talk, that's biology. Your brain reshapes itself around whatever you feed it the most. Fast content creates fast thoughts, shallow content creates shallow thoughts, and constant noise creates mental static. That's why so many people feel mentally tired all the time. Not because life is harder than before, but because their mind never gets a break from stimulation. There's no recovery phase, no silence, no space that processes what just happened. A brain that never rests can't reflect. A brain that never reflects can't grow. And here's the part that should actually scare you. If you don't choose what enters your mind, something else will choose for you. Algorithms don't care about your clarity, they care about your attention. And attention is the most valuable currency on the earth right now. Every swipe is a vote, every click trains a system, every minute you give away teaches your brain what matters. This isn't about quitting the internet. That's unrealistic. This is about using it consciously. Instead of letting it use you, because the difference between someone who thinks deeply and someone who doesn't isn't intelligence, it's environment. One lives in constant stimulation, the other protects silence like it's sacred. The silence is where thinking actually happens, not when you're scrolling, not when you're reacting, but when nothing is asking for your attention. That's why boredom feels uncomfortable now. Your brain forgot what boredom is for. It's not emptiness. It's not the doorway to original thoughts. So if you felt slower lately, foggy, disconnected, like your thoughts don't go as deep as they used to, that's not a personal failure, that's conditioning. And conditioning can be reversed. One moment of awareness at a time. One uninterrupted thought at a time. One choice to stop scrolling and start thinking. If this video made you pause for even a second, hold on to that feeling. That's your brain waking up. If you want more content that challenges your mind instead of mumbling it, like the video, subscribe to Brain Fuel Network, and comment fuel if you are trying to change clarity on the way you think. This has been Brain Fuel Network. Have a great day today.